Okay, expressing fractions as decimals. This can be a wee bit of a tricky one, but there's a couple of wee techniques sent for each, and we'll see how we get on. So, express a quarter as a decimal. To be honest, I hope most of you know what it is, but if you're not quite sure, we can go a couple of different ways. So, we want to see if we can find a number like 10 or 100 divides into. 4 doesn't divide into 10, so we got to go to 100. What do we times this by to get this? We times the 10 by 25, so I'm going to do the same there. We're going to times this by 25, and we end up then with 25. So that's 25 over 100, which is of course then 0.25. The other way you can do it is it's 4 divided into 1. This will work every single time for every fraction in the world. 1, 4 doesn't go into 1. We just did this in the last video. 4 goes into 10 2 times, and there are 2 left over. No, it's 5. Express 7/8 as a decimal. Again, this is a messy one. 7/8 doesn't go into 10, doesn't go into 100, so you actually have to go up to 1,000. Don't know how good you are with your 8 into 1,000. If you divide 8 into 1,000, you get 125. You then have to do 7 times 125, and you end up with 875. We should then know that that's 0.875, but that's not easy. We can of course do it this way, and the same as we did it above, and that's the way I'd recommend whenever you kind of get the kind of slightly trickier ones, even though it seems a bit complicated. It's 8 divided into 7. 8 into 7 doesn't go. 8 into 70 goes 8 times, because 8 8s are 64, and there's 6 left over. 8 into 60 goes 7 times, because 8 7s are 56, and there's 4 left over. 8 into 40 goes 5 times. As I said before, I would hope that you know what a quarter is. I hope you know it's 0.25, and to be honest, an 8 is a good one to be learning then as well, in terms of 0.125 for an 8, and then working your way up in multiples of that as well. Wee bit easier than decimals as fractions, so we have 0.3 as a fraction. There's just one decimal place there, so we write that straight then as 3/10. This one here, 0.05, is going to be 5 over 100, because it's the second decimal place. Don't confuse it with this one here. We wouldn't want to leave it like that. Both in top and bottom divide by 5. You end up then with 1/20.